So the future belongs to those who believe in their dreams. And when your dream is to crack UPSC, you really need to put your heart and soul into it. So hello everyone, I Ishita Soni welcome you all to the most awaited interview. Today we have Tanmay Kale sir with us, UPSC rank 230. So we all welcome you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, Ashita.
Okay, so sir, finally, and first of all, congratulations to you for clearing such a big exam. Okay, so सर सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन तो ये बहुत ही ऑब्वियस है कि आप कैसा फील कर रहे हो, मतलब एक जब आपने फर्स्ट टाइम आपका रिजल्ट देखा होगा तब व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट रिएक्शन कि लाइक फाइनली आई डिड इट?
Yeah, it took me some time to consume that news that I have cleared the exam. Definitely, it took almost a day, but yeah, then things started to sink in, and yeah, it is very overwhelming feeling to clear such a big exam, and I'm really obliged to get all the honor from everyone around me.
So सर तो थोड़ा सा फ्लैशबैक में जाते हैं दैट जब आपने इंजीनियरिंग की शुरुआत की थी, कभी आपको ऐसा लगा कि मुझे अब इंजीनियरिंग को ड्रॉप करके ही यूपीएससी करना चाहिए, और मींस व्हाट इंस्पायर्ड यू टू चूज यूपीएससी विद इंजीनियरिंग?
To be honest, engineering was never a career option for me. In the second year of my college, I was oriented towards doing MBA. I started taking the free coachings for a CAT exam also, but it didn't suit me at all. So in third year, I was not oriented towards anything, I would say. I was part of many volunteer activities in college and outside college also. But in the fourth year, I realized that yes, this field is something which I am made for, or something like that. In the fourth year of my college, I was doing many volunteer activities outside the college. One was with Robin Hood Army. And there I realized that if I have some authority to work for such people who are not at par with the majority section of the society, then I could make some better changes in their lives. So that was a major source of intrinsic inspiration, I could say, which drove me towards this exam, and held me for 2 years to struggle and practice for this exam and crack this exam.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, like ऐसा कोई आपका इंस्पिरेशन रहा या आपको किसी को आपको देखकर आपने सोचा कि आई थिंक यही एक तरीका है जिससे आप उन सारी चीजों को सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं, जैसे आपने बोला आपको रॉबिन हुड आर्मी को सपोर्ट करना था, तो इज देयर वाज समवन हु यू लुक्ड अप एट एंड यू थॉट कि अब मुझे भी इसी के थ्रू जाना है?
Yeah, my sister is there. She has cleared MPPSC in 2017, and some of her friends are also there. But that was a source of extrinsic motivation, I would say. But intrinsically, मुझे ही feel हुआ ये कि I think this career option would fulfill the needs, my personal needs, psychological needs, as well as something I could contribute to the society. So that was one major source of inspiration, I could say. And not very much inspired from the outside world. It's some intrinsic thing only that I believe.
Okay. और सर जैसा कि हम सभी जानते हैं कि यूपीएससी इंडिया में एक बहुत ज्यादा ही हॉट टॉपिक है. लाइक अगर किसी से भी पूछो आप तो लाइक 90% लोग चाहते हैं कि वो यूपीएससी क्रैक करें. लेकिन हम जानते हैं, आप जानते हो स्पेशली कि कितना एफर्ट, कितना इनपुट उसमें डालना पड़ता है एक रैंक के लिए. तो लाइक सर जस्ट टेल अस अबाउट योर प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रेटजीज. लाइक आपने कैसे शुरुआत की? व्हाट वाज योर फर्स्ट स्टेप टुवर्ड्स यूपीएससी?
I think the first step is to decide definitely that you are going to pursue this exam until and unless you clear this exam, because this exam is tough. It at least take 1 year of every aspirant. So the first stage was deciding only that I decided that I'm going to crack this exam no matter how much time it takes. I was ready to give 2 or 3 years at least. So first stage was that. Second, after my college ended in 2019, I went to Delhi for the preparation of the optional subject which is there in the exam. I took the coaching for optional subject for almost 6 months. After that, I came back to the hometown. I stayed with my sister in Chinwada, and there I studied by my own all the subjects which are needed to be covered in the exam. Unfortunately, in the 2020 attempt, I couldn't clear the prelims. After that, I decided that if I am clearing the prelims next year, then I have to make it to the final list, and that was my major aim. That if I am clearing the first stage, I will definitely clear the last stage also. So I took it as a challenge for myself, and did all the things which are needed to clear this exam, and got the result, desired result, I would say.
Yes, so as you said that you were not able to clear it in the very first attempt. So somewhere did that failure dishearten you, or you thought, means like any kind of social or family pressure you faced at that time?
There was no pressure, I would say, but yeah, it disheartened me a lot. I was very much depressed for at least 15 days, I would say. But then I realized that I don't have any control over this situation, because the result is there and I can't do anything except to prepare for the next year. So I took it one more thing as a challenge, that if I was not able to clear this year, then I definitely have to clear it next year. Doesn't matter how many posts are there, doesn't matter how tough it's going to be. But yeah, many things actually came into my way. I took help of many movies and TV shows. I am very much oriented towards them. I watch them regularly during my preparation. Also, I was very much connected with my friends also. So these things help me pass through that phase of depression, I would say, because generally it happens that when you don't clear the exam, it is not a very good phase of any aspirant. So we have to be connected with the people we know, and they helped me a lot, my family, my friends, and such movies, such inspirational movies or any genre which I like. So these things help me pass through that phase, I would say.
So really felt good to listen that how you cope up with your failure, and today we have the results in front of us. So basically this exam, I guess, consists of 3 parts, that is pre, mains, and then interview, if I'm right, sir.
Right.
So sir, can you just because a lot when we told everyone that we are recording, we will be recording an interview with you, a lot of people from our college also were like, ask this, ask this. So can you just put light on each exams, like how one should prepare for it and how one should start preparing for it?
That is a very detailed strategy, I would say. But in brief, if I would like to tell everyone that prelims and mains both are not exclusive. They are considered as one exam only. And when you prepare for mains, you should also, when you prepare for prelims, you should also be preparing for mains. So first thing is that there are some basic books for the subjects which are involved in the examination. So one must refer those basic books. There are NCRTs. We all cover NCRTs in our school time. So we have to cover the NCRT also, because it is the most authentic source which UPSC refers while making any question paper. So these are some basic books which one must refer if he or she is aspiring to clear this exam. And one major thing is that you have to be connected with the group which is preparing for this exam. You must have a group where you do practice the questions for prelims and questions for mains also. And apart from that, you have to be aware of the things which toppers have done. It is available online, the toppers copies and toppers strategies. These things help you sail through the exam, all the 3 phases. Interview phase is very personal. There you have to show your personality to the board members. You have to sell yourself, you have to sell your personality. So I think that is very personal thing, that one person only can understand what he needs to show them, and there's not much which I can help in that section. But in mains and prelims, there are some general strategies, following general books. and reading some newspaper if one has time. There are two newspapers which majorly people refer. One is The Hindu and second is Indian Express. Other than that, one major thing is also that you have to be consolidated with your material which you are using. Don't go very vast. Just study whatever you have studied many times, revise it many times, and it will help surely in both the exams.
So as you said, that interview thing is like a very personal thing. One cannot actually help everyone for that. But we know that a lot of people clear pre and mains, but they sometimes get, stuck in interviews. So what do you think that was different, or that key factor that your interview got cleared? There is something different for that.
I wasn't very nervous, first of all. I was the last to go. I should have been nervous because I was told that the last person to go does not come out very great in front of interviewers because they are very much tired. But I was ready for that. The situation was not in my hand. I was last to go. It was selected by UPSC. So I couldn't do anything in that regard. I gave the questions very confidently. I took every board member as a separate one and didn't let the previous one impact my other questions, the further questions. That was some basic things I did there, and I think that added up in my marks in some way and helped me make it to the final list.
So related or regarding to interview, there are many rumors, like some WhatsApp shares or like a lot of things, like they will ask you that how many buttons are there on your shirt or how many walls are there in your room, means in your house. I think this kind of WhatsApp shares are like very much viral nowadays. So how you feel that which kind of questions are there?
I think these kind of WhatsApp shares should be limited to WhatsApp only because it has nothing to do with the original interview of UPSC. They don't ask such silly questions. They are very learned people. They have experience over 30 years, so they don't ask such questions. Even if they ask such questions, so you can say, sir, I don't remember how many exactly are there. But generally, I have seen they don't ask such questions. These are just myths, but they ask questions related to that. They just want to test your personality there, and for that they gave us a form earlier before the interview, which we have to fill, and from that form only they draft some questions, and apart from that any question could be asked from the prelims and main syllabus, so we have to prepare with that. Other than that, there is no such thing that how many steps you took before coming to this room, or what is the color of the floor or something. Such kind of silly questions they don't ask there. It's completely a myth.
Yes, sir. That was like biggest one of the confusions. Like if we are going, we need to count the number of buttons we have. So one more thing, like UPSC is not at all an easy thing. We all know. But with what mindset you used to sit when you used to study? Like I have to study for this particular hours or till I complete a task. What was your mindset when you were studying? Because we all know whenever we all try to study, something or other just distracts us. So what was there the key with you were determined so much?
I think one must know that what his strengths and weaknesses are. I was not able to study for a long time, like take a sitting of 4 to 5 hours. I was just able to take a sitting for 1 and 2 hours, and I knew that. So I didn't push myself to sit for 6 hours or 7 hours. I did it for continuous sitting only for 2 hours, and then I took a break, watched some TV series, watch some YouTube videos which are helpful for my exam. And in that way, I think I maintained the consistency, because that is the most important thing. Consistent, you have to be consistent with your preparation. You don't want to take a long break that would make you forget everything which you have studied further till this day. And you have to be honest with the intent which you because of which you started the preparation. So one must be honest with the intent that I have to, first intent should be that I have to clear this exam. Second intent could differ that we have to serve the society. Some people also want it for personal gratification, doesn't matter. But first intent should be there that I have to clear this exam, and that would definitely help in maintaining consistency. And it differs for every person. I know some people who can sit regularly for 10 hours also, but I am not one among them, and never been one among them. Even sometimes it happened that I only was able to study continuously for half an hour. So I didn't take it as a pressure that I'm not able to study for a long period of time. I took it as one of my USP that I am able to study half an hour at least for 10 to 15 times a day. So it added up to 6 to 7 hours. So it doesn't matter that how many hours you are studying. Only matters is that you are studying.
So that means we need to be true to ourselves. We can fool others, but not ourselves. One of the biggest confusion also resides there among the aspirants that how we should decide the optional subject, as it also plays a very important role in the examinations. Like if you would like to suggest anything for that.
Yeah, if you are proficient with the engineering subject you have, then one must go with that, because what is the benefit of taking any technical subject is that you don't have to complete the full paper, because there is no gray area in the marking. Either it is 0 or 1. So if one is taking technical subject, that is one benefit of taking technical subject. But if one is not very proficient with the technical subject, then see what is the trend, which subject is getting more selections, which subject is getting more marks, and go for that subject. And third thing, that you must study the subject of your interest, because optional is also one personal thing. You have to score more than others, so you have to be good with that subject. If you are just taking it due to some pressure or due to some advice which other have given, then it would not reap you good marks in the optional subject. So these three things are basically which one must consider while selecting optional subject.
Again, sir, asking the same thing, like UPSC, we all know it's not an easy task to be done. So did you ever thought of any backup plans? Like if not UPSC, then what?
Until now, I haven't had any backup plan. Like after this attempt, I was going to pursue master degree. I have applied for that also, but fortunately, some other thing was written for me, so I didn't have to go there. But yeah, for 2 years I didn't have any backup plan, and I think it is the best to not have a backup plan, because I have seen experience with backup plans getting diverted towards other exam or other things which they have selected as their backup. So I would suggest, if possible, don't take a backup plan for at least 2 years.
Sir, one more thing, like during your preparation time or like engineering time, when you were kind of focused for UPSC, we have in our environment, like our friends are going for outing, having fun in college, or planning mass bunk. So were you a part of it, or you used to?
Definitely. Yeah, I was sometimes leader of the mass bunk, and I used to participate in every such thing, because it is also important in life, I think, because if you don't do such thing, I think you lose many friends, and making friends is very important during the college. The whole class was kind of friend of me, and we used to party, we used to go out, we used to take a trip. There's nothing which I missed in college, and I think it is very important, because there is plenty of time after college to prepare for UPSC. But after college is over, those days are not coming back. So I think you must enjoy those days, and because it is once in a lifetime thing, and UPSC has 6 attempts, so I think one must enjoy the college days thoroughly.
So many will be really happy after listening this, that they can enjoy finally. So students are also confused in few things, like one should take coachings or not, because it is one of the most important things in one's preparation. Because today, in today's time, online also we are having so much of resources that one should go to the coachings or not.
What I have realized throughout the 2 years is that coaching provides you consistency. So, if you are not consistent by studying on yourself, then you should go for coaching. Otherwise, if you are consistent, then there is no need for coaching because the sources are very much available online also, offline also. So I think coaching is only needed for consistency. And after you clear the prelims, you need coaching for the test series. Otherwise, I have not seen any it as a barrier. I took coaching only for the optional subject because I wasn't aware of the technicalities of the subject. That's why I took the coaching. For the general studies, I didn't take any coaching. So if one is not very much consistent with self preparation, then they should go for coaching. And one more thing is that if you are starting the preparation from college itself, then it is very difficult to maintain consistency because you have to attend the college at least for 10 days in a month, not much. So at that time, you can take coaching if it is feasible for you. Otherwise, I would suggest self preparation is the best because at the end you have to study by yourself. No coaching is going to study for you, which you must do at the time of exam. So that is my opinion on this.
Mock tests are also considered one of the most important basis of clearing UPSC. So like how much you attempted and how much you will recommend people to do so, and what is the strategy to check yourself, like self-assessment?
Mock tests are for two things. First is that are you able to complete the paper in 2 hours or not? First is that. Second, are you able to attempt the static questions, which are very basic questions or not? Are you able to attempt those questions right? And third is that are you able to improve your score by doing calculated guess and elimination technique, which is one major part of the prelims examination. So these three things you have to cover up in the mock test. And nowadays it is very difficult to get a good mock test because it is being commercialized to a great level, and every coaching is just conducting mock tests so that students get scared and try to take their paid test series or something. So there are some test series which I could name here. One is Forum IES, second is Next IES, and third is Rouse IES. These three helped me in the 2021 attempt. And one must be aware when taking the mock test. And one major thing also is that don't go for any mock test before you complete your syllabus, because only then you will be able to see the things which they have asked in the mock test and if it is correct or not. And one thing also is that before going for any mock test, go for the previous year questions which the UPSC has asked. So this is the mock test strategy one must follow, because otherwise it will be like you will get into the traps of the commercialized coaching centers and nothing else. You will not get any benefit from the mock test.
Oh yes, sir, definitely. Nowadays UPS is actually commercialized. One more thing, sir, कि ऐसा होता है कि जब हमारे पास बहुत सारे options होते हैं, like हमारे पास YouTube भी है, coachings भी है, online available है सारा material. What is मतलब अगर आप कुछ recommend करना चाहें कि इस particular source से आपने पढ़ा?
Okay, there is a source on two sources on YouTube which I took help of. One is Only IS and second is Sleepy Classes. Other than that, there were not many sources which on YouTube which I took. And Unacademy is also there. The free courses on Unacademy is good, so one can refer to that also. Other than that, one must stick to the basic books, and those will help you sail to the exam only. The basic book are the Raman for this exam, and no other YouTube channel or paid courses will help you more than the basic books. So before and during the preparation, one must remember this thing. The basic book is the basic, the main thing which is going to help you in this exam.
So one more doubt is there, like after pre-examinations, during mains, the time period is like very crucial period, you know. So how one need to manage his or her time during that slot of time period?
Okay, so after prelims, what you have to do is to make up the speed of your answer writing. Because on the day of mains exam, you have to complete the paper in 3 hours. You have to write almost 4,000 words and almost 50 pages in 3 hours. So it is a very difficult task to do. So these 3 months generally goes to that only to maintain the time as well as content. And I think it is very easy to manage the time in the mains examination because you have a lot to do and very less time. So generally it happens that studying hour increases to at least 10 to 12 or 13 hours. So I don't think it is very difficult after prelims to manage the time. I have realized it and I have seen other aspirants also. One thing you have to do is not to at the after prelims you must I think take a break from social media or something because sometimes it is a distraction during mains and you don't want any distraction during mains because as the name suggests it is the main exam which will help you sail through the final stage also.
So again, the second question was that only, that nowadays phones are really distractions for us. Means they will help us to some extent, but ultimately they are somewhere or the other distracting. So how you escaped from this distraction, or how you managed it?
Well, yes, I was very much part of this distraction, but generally it didn't distracted me a lot. I used to surf on YouTube and Instagram also. And one thing was always there in my mind that this is some leisure time which I'm giving to myself, which I am giving it to myself. So all you have to manage is to concise this leisure time and focus more on the subject, focus more on the exam. So even if you are using your mobile phone for non-study related purpose for at least 2 hours a day, I don't think it is very harmful. One thing you have to do is don't use the mobile phone before 30 minutes of going to sleep and after 1 hour when you wake up in the morning. These things if one must consider, then I think it is not a very big distraction. You can definitely use the social media also for like before 2 or 3 months of the exam, and I don't think it is a distraction at all because it depends on the individual also. If one like I used to watch thriller movies, I am very much fascinated about thriller movies, so I used to watch it regularly during the course of my preparation. It didn't affect my preparation in any sense. So there are some things which is particular to individual which they find an escape, so that is very important. So just don't increase the timing of mobile consumption or internet consumption a lot. Like if you are using it for 6 hours a day, then it is very much detrimental to your studies. Otherwise I don't think it is harmful.
Okay, sir. Apart from all these things like academics, there are also things that are important in one's life. That is to be positive and to eradicate all the negativity around you. So, while preparing for UPSC, there will be times when you had some, negative thoughts in your mind at a point that what if I will not be able to complete it? The fear of society saying something, like family having issues, everything would be, striking at your mind even at a once in a life. So how you managed all such things?
Those things were in my head all during the 3 stages of the examination, during prelims also, mains also, and interview also. But to cope up with this, one must remember that these things are not in your control. What you can control is your performance only. You can't control any other comment on you or any other people's judgment on you. You can't control the outside situation. You can only control the inside situation. What is going on in your head, that is under your control. So one must remember that for what purpose they have come here. So what purpose they are giving this exam, their intent, which I talked about. So if one stick to their intent thoroughly, and one consider that these are such distractions. These are the biggest distraction, I would say, more than the mobile phones. This negativity is the distraction. So if one thinks that these are not in my control, then there is nothing much left to do. uh, do whatever is in your control, and leave the things which are not in your control. I think it's easy thing if you look at the big picture.
Okay, so now moving to the end of this interview, I would like to ask you some not that much official, not as an officer, but as an alumni of UEC. Okay, so coming to a lighter part of this interview, really wanted to ask you, sir, that now you are topper, everybody will be calling you for interviews and all. You know, you will be hype shooted. But when you were in college, like how you were? And were you topper since childhood only, or like at this time only you work that much?
No. Well, I was very average guy in college. I didn't score very much. I used to study to pass the exam only. In school, I was a bit of a topper, like something. I got 10 CGP in 10th and 88% in 12th. So I would say I come in the topper category. But in college, I was very average guy. But yeah, I participated in the extracurricular activities a lot during at least second or third year,
We have
and
seen
restricted
one
it in the fourth year.
video of yours, sir, playing dholak, and everybody.
There are many videos.
Yes.
Yeah, there are many we performed on 15th August. We performed in Manit. We performed at Chappan Indore. There are many things which I did in college. I was associated with one group. Yeah, in college I was kind of visible also and kind of invisible also. In the later stages in fourth year, we didn't used to attend college very much. We were very much bored of the college, but last days we realized that college is when it was coming to an end, then we realized it was very crucial part of our life. So then we started to meet regularly. All the friends started to meet regularly, have parties and all. So in college, I don't think I was very extraordinary or very like not even introvert and not extrovert. I was in between. I
Somewhere in
used to,
between.
yes, yeah, somewhere in between only. Right.
सर लास्ट में बस एक छोटा सा हम लोग रैपिड फायर लेंगे. That is also not so formal questions. Okay, so sir, if you have a box and there are some color balls there, so which will you see that which ball will signify, like which color will signify?
I think this color which I'm wearing, olive green, is my favorite color. This signifies me. I was known for this color in the college also. Everyone was aware that he likes this color.
Okay.
So I think this color is good. Yes.
And the second one, so if you are given a chance that a Bollywood movie is being made on, then what genre it would be, and which Bollywood actor you would like that he should play here?
Definitely thriller. And this very confusing question. Which actor should play me? I don't think I am.
So these are not tougher
at that
than those
level to answer
UPSC
this question.
questions.
These are tougher, believe me. I don't think that I am to that level to answer that any Bollywood actor is going to play me. So yeah, if I get a chance, I would play myself.
Okay. Sir, if you would be allowed to go in future, okay, so like what was that thing that you can change there, or you would like to see yourself in that position if you are allowed to go to your future?
I would like to see myself as an astronaut. Yes.
which has cleared UPSC.
Yeah, that also, because I can't change that now.
You will be made IS there on moon or somewhere else.
Yeah, in some habitable planet.
Okay, sir. So last question, like if you are stuck on an island and you are allowed to take only one person with you, like who that person will be?
No, I think there's a Hollywood actress. Her name is Keira Knightley. I'm a big fan of her. I would take her if she is willing to come with me.
Of course, sir. You have cleared UPSC. Anyone would come.
They don't even know about this exam, I think.
Once they know, they will come. Okay. So, sir, here we will end this interview on a very not so formal note. And sir, once again, congratulations to you, and we wish you all the best for your future life. And thanks for motivating students. And sir, in the last, आप कुछ अगर कुछ भी एक टिप या कुछ ऐसा देना चाहें students को?
It's always a pleasure to connect with people. I know people of my background, so it was very lively interview, and I really enjoyed it. And kudos on that. The questions were really good, especially the rapid fire. So yeah, all the best for everyone who is going to appear for this exam in future, either the next year or year after that. And my Instagram handle is public, so if anyone has any genuine doubt, they can ask me there. I'll definitely reply to them. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you, sir, for attending this interview and giving us your precious time. So here we will be signing off, and for more such amazing interviews, please stay tuned for UEC Journalism. And thank you very much for joining, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.